What 5 words would I use to describe my 2024 Gravel Worlds? Incredible crowds, mayhem, cobblestones, unforgettable.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So last Sunday I gridded up in Halle, Belgium for the 2024 Gravel World Champs. Ahead of me lay 182 kilometres of the finest Flandrian cobblestones and gravel, competing against some of the best age group gravel racers from around the world. I've got to be honest, I felt completely out of my depth even lining up for this event. As I've said many times before, I'm 100% a roadie. I like smooth tarmac, and even the thought of going elbow to elbow with hundreds of other racers on loose gravel and sketchy farm roads, that's just ain't my forte. But after I qualified for the event at Agralec earlier in the year, I figured I couldn't let this opportunity pass me by.
So I'm in the start pen. The atmosphere is pretty tense. Some riders got here 3 hours before the start to get to the front. I'm around 2/3 back and feeling pretty nervous. I know realistically I've got no chance of a result. I'm purely here for the experience and just to soak up the vibe. I'm sure you've seen and heard about the sprint to the first 180-degree turn, which comes about 2 kilometers into today's race. Well, I can confirm the first part of the race was absolute chaos. We get to that infamous turn and riders are banging into each other.
You fucking idiot.
There goes Tony Fawcett charging his way up the field. Riders are cutting corners. It's absolute mayhem. Now I've accepted I'm not going to be in the reckoning today, so I'm not fighting for position. I'm trying to stay calm, stay in control, and hoping I eventually hook up with a decent group.
The first of today's cobblestone and gravel sectors ticked off, the opening loop takes us back into Halle. As we ride through town, the crowds are building, the atmosphere is great, and hostilities within the group briefly cease as we ride along the canal out of town. Not far in and we hit a pinch point in the course. This is a brief chance to speak to other riders about the insanity we've just experienced. It's also a chance for my heart rate to drop down below 170 for the first time today, but not for long.
We're about 30 k's into this point and I haven't stacked it yet, so far so good. Now we start the run towards Leuven. As you'll notice from the footage, the terrain of the course never stays the same for long. 1 minute you're slipping and sliding on a muddy farm track, this then rolls into a nicely groomed gravel road through a forest. bang, sharp right, and you're riding up a gnarly cobbled berg. For sure, this isn't the same as the gravel in places like the US, but I'd say it was pretty typical for this part of the world and similar to a lot of places here in the UK. Crowds and the atmosphere throughout the course were crazy. The Belgians love the cycling and they were out in force today, cheering every single rider from front to back, and this definitely helped make the day feel super special. This course definitely has Spring Classics vibes. As a massive cycling fan, it feels like I'm living in a dream, and it all feels just a little bit surreal. We're about 60 k's in at this point. I'm feeling good and I managed to get hooked up into a strong group of about 20 riders. I'm riding okay, the legs are feeling decent, and we push on towards Leuven. So we're about 3 hours in at this point as we roll into the outskirts of Leuven. The crowds are building, the atmosphere through town is inspiring, and right now I'm fully immersed in this whole vibe. Okay, so I've already mentioned how varied this course is. Well, that last clip just about summed it up. Through the finishing line, sharp right, up a crazy spiral ramp, and then through Leuven train station. Madness. We now roll out onto the first of two 50km finishing laps. At this point in the race, I'm being carried along in the atmosphere and the emotion of the event. The legs are feeling good and I'm enjoying every single mile.
As we come through Leuven for the second time, at this point I hear the helicopter which is following the elite men's race circling above our heads. The crowds are eagerly awaiting the arrival of the new 2024 Gravel World Champion. Mathieu van der Poel is on the rampage, he's bearing down behind us, and let me tell you, this ramps up the atmosphere to a whole new level. It's absolutely incredible, it's a proper goosebump moment.
Pass through the finishing line with 1 lap and 50km to go. The crowds at this point have shifted to watch the end of the elite men's race, and this lap has a completely different vibe to the last. The atmosphere has been pretty much stripped bare and the euphoria that went before is gone. It's getting dark, it's getting cold, and the group is tired. It's time to get our heads down, push on and finish this thing. At this point I'm tired, I'm losing concentration and I'm struggling to hold the wheel on anything even remotely technical. What this means is I'm losing wheels and having to burn matches that I don't have spare to rejoin the riders I was just with. back into Leuven for the last time, go up the cobbled climb into town, and then it hits you.
This was an event like no other I've ever ridden. The crowds, the atmosphere, the occasion, and the sense of achievement, it was super special. As just an average age group racer, it was an absolute privilege to be able to take part in such an amazing event. At times the emotions came through, and it's hard to explain just how even finishing this event made me feel. It was definitely an incredible way to end this season. Thanks to my teammates who supported me at the event. Thank you to the spectators who lined the course and helped make it such a special day. And thanks to Belgium for putting on this amazing race. So after a year of telling myself that I'm not a gravel rider, have I changed my opinion? Well, I've undoubtedly got a long way to go and a lot to learn, but I want more of this, and I'm already looking forward to next year. Next year's Gravel Worlds are in Nice. Will I be there? I guess time will tell. Okay, so that was my 2024 Gravel World Championships. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video. Any questions or comments, fire them down below and I'll be sure to get back to you. All that's left for me to say is, thanks for watching. My name's Dave. This is my channel, Dave Rides Again. I'll catch you next time.